Hey, what's up, everyone? Sean here with Blue Ridge Silverhound. I want to thank you guys for joining in on another edition of the Monday Market Report. Okay, this time for the week ending January 3rd, 2021. So this is the first official MMR for modern coins of the new year. And I think it's only fitting that we discuss in this video some of the more modern coins that people are targeting. And generally, the first few weeks of the year, we're going to gain a pretty good idea of where exactly registry set people and investors and your regular collectors are kind of gravitating towards in the market. All right, so we have actually quite a very active week. Considering it was New Year, we just finished with Christmas, you'd figure there'd be a little bit of a slowdown as a result of all these holidays chaining together, but no, actually it's pretty lively this week. So all of the action on the auction circuit is all coming from great collections. They put out just amazing auctions every week. We're seeing more and more high-end or top pop graded coins entering the marketplace, and people are using great collections when all of the other big auction formats have been pretty much non-existent. All right, so you know your Florida Fun Show and all these other shows, some of them getting canceled, and all they have to do is rely on their online auctions, and those are few and far between. But Great Collections is a weekly thing. Well, we're seeing just some incredible sales, and just looking up and down the list. I mean, we got 20 coins to highlight in this video that you guys need to know about. What are people trending towards? Okay, it's pretty amazing just the amount of different coins that we have on the list. And what I like to talk about is at least a few coins from each denomination for US coins. Just so you guys know exactly where some of that money is being spent on. So that way, for some of you that have collections that maybe you don't know anything about, there might be a few of these coins hidden in there that might give you some ideas as far as trying to move them while the market is indeed still hot. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump into the first listing. And by the way, I won't be talking about any of the other bigger auction sites until probably about the end of the month, when the I believe the Florida Fun Show will be taking place at the end of January through Heritage Auctions. So we'll talk about that at the end of the month, so that if you're looking for variety, we could hit that up in a few weeks. So the first coin that is going to be highlighted today is probably not one that I would pay a whole lot of credence to as being kind of like a hot coin, but someone definitely needed this 1985 Lincoln Memorial Cent. This one graded PCGS MidState 68 plus, full red. Incredibly tough coin to find in this particular level of grade. These coins are generally plagued with all sorts of issues like carbon spotting and what's the other thing? Plating blisters, that sort of thing. So all those things kind of kill the eye appeal of these coins. And for a registry set collector who's looking for the finest of each date, they want the absolute best. So what did this one end up at? Well, it brought home $1,867.50. Quite a bit of money. But, again, this is one of those special circumstances where the market for these type of coins is going to be extremely, just really tight and limited based off of the desired needs for a registry set. All right, so the next coin right here is a coin that I would say, if it's not for the 1969S doubled die obverse, this one would be the strongest out there. Now, what we have is a 1970S. This is the large date type. It is the much more common date size. This one is the doubled die obverse FS101 in the Cherry Picker's Guide Lincoln Memorial Cent. This one grades MidState 64 full red. It's a just a suitable example if you want one of this particular variety. And these are a little bit easier to find than the 69S. Not saying that the 69S was, kind of a cakewalk to locate anyways. But this one right here is a strong one. You can see a lot of the doubling is featured on Liberty and on the motto of this coin. So this one right here in an NGC holder sold for $3,900.38 this past week. And what kind of market report would it be without at least a steel cent? Well, we got another one here for you, and it's a beaut. It's a 1943S Lincoln. This one is a NGC MidState 68 Plus CAC certified type example. Again, just another registry set bomb, and I don't know. The fact that it's in an NGC holder kind of holds it down potential wise. If this was a PCGS graded coin, it'd be worth a whole ton more. But this one right here, make no mistake about it, still sold for a tremendous amount of money. $7,565.62. Again, an important coin on the list of a lot of collectors, not just registry set, but a lot of investors want the highest graded 1 year type of this special coin right here. And then the final Lincoln of the whole deal is going to be one that everybody wants to own or add to their Lincoln set. It's a 1922 plain, no D, Lincoln Memorial. This one also features what they call the strong reverse. So there's 4 different reverse types. You want the strong. Those are the most desirable because, I mean, just look at it. The reverse strike is extremely sharp. The obverse looks great too. So this one right here is in an old NGC holder. It's MidState 63 red brown. And this one here is sold for $21,436.88. Again, no mistake. It's a very pricey and very prohibitive type of coin you could own in the Lincoln Sun series. But when you get to this particular grade level, you expect the big price tag. All right, so a good deal of the list comprises nickels, 3 or 4 of which are Jeffersons, starting out with the 51S. 1951 has always had this kind of like label as being the final date of just like the nice, decent strikes, because after 51, the quality of the strikes of all the subsequent Jefferson nickels all the way up into the 60s really began to take a nosedive. So this one right here is a MidState 66 Plus full stepper with PCGS. It's a nice, pleasing coin. Again, probably better suited for a registry set. This one right here is sold for $1,074.38. And then we also have a Philadelphia example as well. You can just tell the difference in the luster between the Philadelphias and the San Franciscos of this particular date. This one right here, however, is a MidState 67 full steps through PCGS, and this one brought home a little bit more money. How about $4,725? Again, another registry set type of piece. All right, let's go ahead and continue on with more J nickels. We have a 49S here. These are actually really, really easy to find with a nice sharp strike. The challenge at this point will be finding one that is just incredibly clean, light on the marks and nicks, and the fields have to be pretty clean. This one right here is a PCGS MidState 67 full stepper. Again, another registry set coin. I would say that nickel people have been filling up their stat sheets with nickels here in the last few weeks, and I foresee the trend continuing all the way up through the beginning of spring. All right, it just seems to me that nickels are always very, very busy in the marketplace till about mid-March. For whatever reason, I don't know what it is. Maybe just more people are selling these on the secondary market, and it just, it's become kind of like a seasonal trend. This one right here brought home $3,487.50. Nice coin. Here's another nice one. Now this time it's just a regular old run-of-the-mill 1946 Philadelphia. This one again is a 67 full steps example of a coin here. Nice and clean for the most part. It's got a little bit of light toning throughout. Again, another registry set by. This one brought home $5,149.99. Some pretty strong numbers from Jefferson nickels lately. And this is probably my favorite Jefferson out of the bunch, only because it's a rare variety. 1942 D over horizontal D. Jefferson nickel. Now, the one aspect of the coin that is certainly laying down the smackdown in the value department has everything to do with the variety. Okay, again, it's really tough to find in a higher MidState coin. This one, doesn't have full steps. It's a PCGS MidState 64. But apparently this one was cherry picked either out of a BU roll or maybe through dealer stock. You just never know with these things. This one is also referred to as the FS501 in the Cherry Picker's Guide. And this is also part of the Key West collection of nickels. So Great Collections is selling this Key West collection on their site for a few weeks. And this one here brought home $2,196. Tremendous example. Although I've seen some, I believe in like 66 and 67 of this coin, maybe with full steps, that have brought many more thousands of dollars. But this one here is just an overall pleasing example, if and only if you want this variety, which a lot of people do. All right, so we have a pretty nice selection of Buffalo nickels. I could have done a list of about 20 Buffalo nickels from this week, only because a lot of pretty market acceptable examples are out there today. Great Collections has been kind of the beneficiary of selling a lot of these beautiful specimens, starting out with a 28D. Now, I've always said that in Jefferson nickels, 1951 is kind of like that final date in which, the strikes were just really clean and very strong. For Buffalo nickels, 1928, specifically the Denver and San Francisco minted coins during this time, strike quality wasn't that fantastic all the way up to 1928. It's only when you get into 1929, 1930 where things begin to improve a great deal. Now, this one right here is a PCGS MidState 66 Plus CAC certed, just an overall clean copy of a tougher branch mint coin. This one sold for $6,231.38. It's a pretty tremendous example. I would be happy owning something like this if I either A, did a registry set of Buffalo nickels, B, a high-end type set where you are looking for just an incredible top-notch, very, very investable coin for your typeset. Now we have a 1923. It is a Philadelphia, so they're a little bit more common to find, even in grades of like MidState 64 and 65. I come across them all over the auction formats quite frequently. Now this one right here is in a different class of its own. It's a MidState 67 Plus. So it's just an overall, I guess it really, really beats the expectation levels that a lot of people have for this particular date. And this one, I'm sure, was a huge surprise by its submitter. Now, it is also CAC certified, which is a huge deal when it comes to this grade level on an earlier type coin. Generally a CAC green bean will add, about 20% into the value of the coin. A gold bean will add in probably 50 to maybe 100% of value. So the green bean means a whole lot, but they are a secondary certification service kind of auditing what PCGS and NGC does. And if everything goes well, they put that green bean on there, you're good as gold, or in this case, good as green. This particular coin right here is sold for a whopping $14,062.50. I'll also add it as a little bit of peripheral toning on both the obverse and the reverse of the coin. All right, enough nickels. How about we head over to the dimes section? Now, we got no Roosevelts, but that's okay. Those are, they pop up when you least expect it. All right, so of course, the coins I would expect to see every week or Mercury dimes, the good old winged cap Mercury Liberty dimes. They've gone through a number of different names over the years. The old guys refer to them as the winged cap Liberties. Mercury is another word that is thrown out there, much more popular. However, let's talk about dates. We have a 1937D. Again, a little bit tougher branch mint for the date. Philadelphia's can be had pretty regularly in 67 and maybe 68 for a lot less than what this one sold for. This particular coin is also part of the Neon Lights collection. This is yet another provenance that Great Collections is moving. And this particular example, really, really nice. Got nothing but great things to say about it. This one sold for $2,559.38. All right, we got another mid-30s coin, this time a 35S. Really, really well struck, by the way, between this and the 37 before it. This one, however, is a PCGS MidState 67 Plus, full bands coin. It is also CAC certified. Again, I could see this one going into either a registry set of Merc Dimes. And by the way, if you haven't seen a Mercury Dime registry set in person, I've seen a few of them over my tenure as a YouTube influencer the last 10 years. They are probably one of the prettiest looking registry sets that you could lay eyes on. I'm telling you, if you were going to do a registry set, maybe not necessarily high end like this one, but any type of end, I think you won't go wrong with probably one of the most widely collected type series. So this 35S right here, also another Neon Lights coin, sold for $4,050. Pretty nice. The price ranges jump all over the place, but if you want the full strike type early pieces, you expect to pay a good deal of money for them. And then, of course, we have a really, really spotty toned 1923S. Now, this is an incredibly tough date to find with full bands. All right, it's like 1945 Philadelphia, another date that is incredibly tough to find with full bands, and that's probably why the coin is worth $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 at this grade level. The same as the 23S that you see before you. So this one right here is a MidState 67, and it doesn't have full bands. So aside from that, it's just an overall nice high grade piece, either as a investable type set collection piece or a registry set. This one sold for, give me a second, $4,162.50. Pretty surprising in a way because it doesn't have full bands, but I mean, if you look at the date, 23S, that's really tough. I would venture to guess in full bands, this is a 5-figure coin all day long. We have a few quarters. How about a 62? And this one is ultra deceptive. Okay, don't let the toning fool you. I mean, it looks good. I mean, it's kind of like that yellowish green with little hints of little pockets of pink and magenta in there, and that's fine. I mean, it's just Jim Dandy the way I see it. But this is a PCGS MidState 67 Plus. Top of the heat, top of the mountain for sure, grade-wise. And as I had said before, early 60s quarters are just really tough to find at this grade state. Anything 67 and higher, good luck. They're just few and far between. This particular example here is sold for $10,068.75. Yes, there is an actual market for this type of coin for the reasons I specified. All right, so the toning on this one, I would say, is my least favorite. So there are a few bidders that jack the price of this one up. People do like originality, so I'll give them that. The toning on the obverse, the least attractive part of this coin, only because based off of the photos, it's hard to see the date. All right, so I'm not a huge fan of the black kind of gunmetal type toning. That's more on the terminal side. And that this stands the reason as to why most people want to dip stuff like this, by keeping in mind that dipping even some of the most terminal looking toning as of this coin will actually do more harm to its value than good. All right, so this one is a PCGS MidState 67 Plus 1954 CAC certed. This one brought home $1,575. That's a nice little chunk of money for this type. We have another Philadelphia, this time a 52. The toning, a little bit more understated on this one, which is what I like. I like to be able to see the design devices of the coin. All right, so if it's lighter, more pastel-y, that's the ticket. This one, another nice high grade, PCGS MidState 67 Plus. Overall, originality with the grade, it's a winner. And, it's a home run. This coin right here sold for $1,912.50. And again, this is another Neon Lights provenance piece. Another quarter, this time a 44D. Now, this one here is interesting because there is some value in the actual provenance of the coin. And it was owned by the great Brent Pogue. All right, so for those of you that don't know Mr. Pogue, he was a numismatist like nothing else. He collected a lot of the most high-end, most rarest coins in the world. And he's just, he's going to go down like Eliasberg as being one of those collections that you really want to own a piece from. And it means so much more when you buy an example of something that he used to own, and it's encapsulated in a slab with his namesake all over it. It's important, and people do pay up a huge premium for these types of coins. Now, something you got to know about this particular date. 44D is not rare in super ultra high mid-state condition. You could find 66s and 67s of this out in the marketplace if you need one for your collection. A lot of the Civil War, a lot of the World War II era of coins were so well struck and so well made that a lot of them do grade out 67 to 68. So that's not a surprise. I mean, just look at that 43p steel cent at the beginning of the broadcast, and you know what I mean. So this one right here is also a Neon Lights collection. So this is passed through a few hands. Sold for $2,457. Beautiful coin. And we're going to end it off on a few half dollars. Now, this is one right here that I would say would, again, fool the collective masses. It's a 64. First year of the Kennedy, last year of the 90% planchets used on these. Now, this one is an NGC MidState 67 Plus. Quick little fun fact for you. The coin in question, 64 Philadelphias, are incredibly desired with toning. And it doesn't matter what it looks like. You can love or hate this toning. I mean, it's awfully dark in certain spots. The reverse is particularly worrisome. As a toner collector, that's something probably, you would probably want to avoid because of how terminally black it is. But this one right here sold for $2,925, although I've seen other very, very stunning 64s around the same grade that have sold for nearly $10,000. So do not underestimate this date of Kennedy. And then finally, hey, why not? We're going to end it off on a top graded 1943, albeit extremely common, incredibly available in some of the highest grades. 1943 Walking Liberty half dollar. If you were going to own one and all you care about is looks, this is probably the coin for you. I would say that this one, I'm conflicted. This one is either going to be a registry set, which it would be just a silver bullet to other registry set owners of Walking Liberties, because this one is just a beast. But guess what? This is the crazy part about this coin, is that it is not a top pop. However, for the amount of money it's sold for, it certainly seems like it. $24,750 for this beast right here. I mean, if you want to look at a coin that looks like it was minted yesterday and it was caught as he was being ejected out of the striking chamber, this is like the premier example of that. All right, so when we're talking about raw kind of like census numbers on this coin, there are 15 other MidState 68 43s out there in the world today. Would you believe that? I mean, off of the amount of money it's sold for, it seems like it's the only one, right? It's like unique. But no, there's a total pop of 16 in MidState 68 with one graded finer in a 68 plus, a coin in which never made it out into the open market. So you can imagine this one here at nearly $25,000. The 68 plus, I would say, would probably be an easy double on that. And it's hard to fathom because this coin is so undeniably clean and well struck. You'd be hard pressed to find another example like it. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is going to do it for the very first 2021 Monday Market Coin Report. I hope you guys had a blast. It was a lot of fun talking about this one. Thank you guys for watching. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that good old smack of the bell for instant notifications if you haven't done so already. What are you waiting for? I'm your host, Sean, with BlueRidgeSilverhound, Coinaholics. We are discovering together. And as always, I will see you on the next coin video. You guys take care.